What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host for today's show. I am Dan O'Damas, and I'm here with a basketball fate, the towel of destiny, to foretell your Detroit Lions' upcoming seasonal record and other subjugated stats and things that go along with the season. All right, in case you're new to the channel, yes, I do not come on the air all the time, but just in rare situations, Dan O'Damas makes a guest appearance. Also, don't be afraid to check out my new fitness routine and channel, Dan O'Damas Fitness. That's a joke, by the way. All right. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and get into the show quickly because we do have a special guest halfway through the show at the bottom of the hour. That is Anthony from Lions Brewer UK. So without further ado, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are making our march for 7,800 subs, and we're about 90 away. Also, if you would take a real quick moment of time and hit the thumbs up button, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, the first segment of the day is 5 headlines now. So without further ado, let's get into foretelling the future of the Detroit Lions 2024 season. Mwah! All right, Dan O'Damas version of 5 headlines now. Detroit Lions injury report. Still not sure on safety Ife Melifonwu. This is from Sports Illustrated. Christian Boer. So no firm updates as of yet. What is going on with Ife Melifonwu? My bold prediction is he will be a game time decision for the Detroit Lions this upcoming weekend. All right, next. What am I seeing from the Detroit Lions? They made the right moves and other observations. This is from Colton Pouncey of The Athletic. So he's going to do a deep dive investigation into all the offseason moves the Detroit Lions made and how that will impact the upcoming season. You may want to pay attention to that article. I think it's a good one. NFC North Power Rankings entering Week 1. Packers aim to dethrone your Detroit Lions. This is from Fanside. Story by Freddie Boston. Yes, he's a Boston guy. So check out the story. You probably are all aware. I'm predicting both the Bears and the Packers will try to dethrone the Detroit Lions. Will they be successful? You have to wait about another 5 minutes for me to get to that segment of the show. All right, Rams news. Lions aimed for record crowd roar against Rams in season opener. And I shall foretell with the power of the basketball of fate that the Lions will set an NFL record this Sunday by setting a new decimal record against the LA Rams, the Rams from out west. All right, and this is from Athlon Sports, story by Jake Farragus. And then a bonus, we got 2 more for you. Detroit Lions record, banking on second-round defensive lineman's ascent. I think it's here to stay, says MLive.com. And this is, I'm going to guess this is about Levi Onwuzurike, who I shall foretell to you with the power of the towel of destruction and fate that, yes, Levi Onwuzurike is going to have a really good year. All right, and then the last, a bonus one, if you will, is we have the Detroit Lions have unveiled their official captains for the upcoming year. So without further ado, let me go ahead and reveal to the screen in mystical, magical powers, the 6 captains, oh my captain, from the Detroit Lions have foretold who will lead us this year. And these people shall be, as I try to make it full screen. There you go. See, Alex Anzalone, Panay Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Jared Goff, and Amara St. Brown. They shall lead us into by being the captains for the team for this upcoming season. All right, one other thing before we get into the predictions. I have reached out to NFL sources to give their bold prediction for the Detroit Lions. So let's bring that up on the screen as well. I think this stuff's pretty cool. All right, predictions from Eric Mangini, who many of you may have known as a former NFL coach. We won't run this clip for long, but long enough for you to see his foretelling of the Lions' future.
Chance to pop. Okay, small spoiler alert because there is a large lion on set. We have the Lions winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, here's my feeling with the Lions is I didn't believe in the Lions, and I didn't think they should have had the opening game last season. And they go and they beat Kansas City. And the question was, could they figure out how to deal with success? And was what happened the previous season, all the success they had late, could they carry it over? Not only they carry it over, but they...
Oh, the cranberry.
All right, well, I think we get it. He's predicting Eric Mangini for the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year, and I thought it was very foretelling that he had it against the Texans. So, all right, without further ado, let's get into the main topic of the day, and that will be foretelling the game-by-game results for the Detroit Lions 2024/25 season. All right, let's pull it up on the screen. We're going to go to the official site of the Detroit Lions for these game-by-game results. Game 1, let's get into it. The comment section, let me know if you agree or disagree with Dan O'Damas. I don't know how anybody could not agree, but perhaps some of you would not. Los Angeles Rams against Detroit Lions this opening week. I am foretelling the final score of this game will be 42-21. The Detroit Lions will not only set a victory this night, but as I stated before, an NFL record for the loudest indoor crowd ever for a team. So pay attention to those things. That's going to happen totally. You may want to put at least $5 on that game. All right, I do not give financial advice, by the way. I just foretell the future. Week 2 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs have no shot in this one. Dan O'Damas predicts this game will be a laugher by the start of the fourth quarter. Hendon Hooker makes his first ever NFL regular season debut, even throws a touchdown. Mark that down. As the Detroit Lions will win 44-20 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 2 of your NFL season. Week 3 is going to be a knee slapper, a good time. You may want to stock up on Mountain Dews because I foretell they will be flowing in this one. As again, Detroit's offense and defense are setting a tone through the season. This one might not be in the 40s, but Dan O'Damas is here to tell you the final score will be 37-24. Detroit is now 3-0 losses on the season. Next, we have the Monday Night Football contest against the Seahawks from Seattle as they fly on in. And let me tell you, the Detroit Lions are going to look to pluck the feathers off the Seahawks. Yes, they will not do that. That is metaphorically speaking. This is in Detroit, and I think Detroit gets the Seahawks off their back, goes 4-0 with a 38-17 victory against the Seahawks. Week 5, the Lions will remain perfect because they do not play a game. They will go undefeated this week, but they will come back at Jerry's World in Dallas. The Lions will look to take some revenge and go for 2 on every touchdown just out of spite. They're going to totally do that out of spite. They will win a tough game, but it will be 30-24. Detroit now is 5-0 on the season. Lions now go over on the road all the way to the Vikings. Yes, they're going to fly on over there. They're going to go over there, and they're going to record a massive win, 40-18. The Detroit Lions win and now stand at 6-0 before they come on home and face the Titans from Tennessee as the Lions, despite a good effort by the Tennessee Titans, avoid the upset and they record a 30-28 victory. That is now 7 and no losses. 7 wins and no losses. The Pack will not be on the attack in this particular game as Detroit goes into Lambeau Field, which will not be frozen at this time of year, by the way, and they will dethrone the Packers in a moving game. That's right. They're going to be moving the Packers on out of Green Bay after this one because they will be mostly Honolulu blue inside the stadium representing and roaring for your Detroit Lions as they win 37-30. High-scoring affair indeed. All right. Now we come to the Lions' next game, Week 10. And yes, the Lions enter this game 8-0 in this game, 8-0. But at the Houston Texans, it's foul play from the referees as a last second call once again has everybody yelling conspiracy. And the ratings for Lions Talk Live post-game show will probably be through the roof because everybody's going to be wanting to yell and express themselves. So we're going to say it is going to be the Houston Texans on some foul play will pull off a stunning 28-27 victory against the Detroit Lions to put the Lions record with their first loss of the season. Now, let's go on to the Jacksonville Jaguars game, and this will be on CBS at Ford Field, a 1 o'clock kickoff. Might want to write that down because the times do change from game to game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will feel the wrath of an upset Detroit Lions team and lose 42-30 against the Detroit Lions. Indianapolis Colts, that's right, at Lucas Oil Stadium, and you're going to feel like it's Ford Field when you're there because it's going to be that packed with Honolulu blue. Lions put up another big scoring night. This time the defense really shuts them down. Lions 38, Colts 17. The Chicago Bears come storming on into Ford Field just days after the Lions slapped around the Colts. And this is right, Thanksgiving Day, and I think it's going to be a turkey fest for the Lions as they feast on Bears. 44-24. Lions in a laugher, and yes, there will be turkey legs galore in the post-game presser for Lions players. Now, Lions go back to facing the Packers, this time on their home field at Ford Field, and let me tell you, Dan O'Damas is predicting that Jordan will not love being here at Ford Field, and Jordan is going to be very gracious as he gets ready for Christmas a little early. But hey, the guy's a very giving guy. He's going to throw 4 picks en route to the Lions winning in a stunner. This is right, 34-24. Lions are going to be laughing as they roll on out of the door. Now, the Buffalo Bills at Ford Field, and the Lions feeling very good of themselves. But unfortunately, Buffalo has the number this day. The Buffalo Bills come into town and squeak out a 28-24 victory against your Detroit Lions. The Lions, upset by this, come back the following week, a Sunday, just before Christmas, 1 o'clock kickoff at Soldier Field, and they're going to embrace the cold to send Chicago out the door and win. That's right, the Detroit Lions win 30-24 against the Chicago Bears. Now, 2 games left in the regular season at this point. The Lions have already secured the number 1 seed in the NFC. And Dan O'Damas, with a basketball fate, foresees a different story this time when the Lions go to San Fran. And the Lions are going to record a 36-28 victory over the 49ers. 49ers, by this point in the season, are missing a few key players due to injury. Not that that ever seems to change on a yearly basis. All right, last game of the regular season. Time to be TBA. But let me tell you, Dan O'Damas is foretelling a 4:30 p.m. kickoff for this game. And it will be, yes, a game, a lot of backups, get some pretty good time, but the starters will start right off the bat. The Detroit Lions are still going to win. Let me tell you, they're knocking them down once again, this time 37-14. Minnesota's offense is never going to show up in Detroit for this game. And that will get into preseason. We'll save that for another video. All right, there's the foretelling of your seasonal record for the Detroit Lions. What do you think about it? Now, you're going to have some burning questions for me, and I've got some answers for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've already given you the game-by-game predictions. So Dan O'Damas will now answer some important questions that you're all seeking answers and wisdom and knowledge from. So I have spoken to the Mountain Dew Cauldron, and it has foretold me. It has shown me the future. Will Jared Goff win the MVP? No, but he will be in the top 5 running. Jared Goff is going to have a phenomenal season. I am going to foretell over 4,000 yards passing, over 30 touchdowns, and under 10 interceptions. Write these down, please. There will be a quiz at the end of the show. Who will lead the team in receptions? In a surprise to no one, Amon-Ra St. Brown will now go into uncharted territory and get over 120 receptions. That's right. He'll be up there with Herman Moore, Brett Perryman, and some of the guys of Lions lore with the results he had this season. Will D. Monty and J. Powell Gibbs each have 1,000 yards rushing? Yes, they will. And I will throw Gibbs out there, will receive over 500 yards catching. So write that down as well. Albany's next one, if I can get the thing to scroll here. All right, we got a little issue here. The scroller's not scrolling. All right, there we go. It's back up now. Hold on. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to use different powers to fix this. All right, all right. Next, how many sacks will the offensive line allow? I will say under 22 on the season. That's an impressive amount because it's under 1.5 a game. So pay attention to that one. The offensive line will be rock solid this year, and Jared Goff will have ample time to throw every time down the field. All right, who will lead the team in sacks? A most often asked question. And I went to the Basketball of Fate, and the Basketball of Fate told me that it will be a near tie for the Detroit Lions. That's correct, as Aiden Hutchinson will have 17 and a half sacks, but James Houston, yes, no surprise here that James Houston being near the top of the list, right? He will have 16 and a half this year. That's right. He's going to lead the team in sacks off the bench. All right. Which player has the most picks? I think it's supposed to be the most picks. I'm going to go with Terrion Arnold, followed closely by Kirby Joseph. Pay attention to these. I also foretell that Jack Campbell, just because I know a couple of you guys are going to ask, he's going to have about 6 sacks on the year, and I think he's going to have 2 or 3 interceptions. At the end of the year, this person will lead us in tackles, and that will be the Captain Jack Campbell. So that is my foretelling. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Lions Talk Live with your substitute host, Dan O'Damas. Now I return you to your regularly scheduled host. Thank you very much. Well, I want to thank Dan O'Damas for coming on over today and getting us going with the show and bringing over so many artifacts. So what do you think of Dan O'Damas' foretelling of the future in his predictions? Let's get over to the comments section and see what you guys have to say about all these fine details. Man, he's predicting a very strong season record-wise for the Detroit Lions. So, man, if we're anywhere near that, I think we're all going to be happy. All right, we've got about 13 minutes until Anthony joins us, so let's go ahead and get over to you guys. Michael, what do you got? Greetings and salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Superdome or bust one pride. Woo, woo. And good morning to you too, Michael. Jason, almost there, exclamation points. Superdome or bust. I'll take that, man. Yes, the countdown is on, my friend. JDC, good morning, all. Get back at you. Hopefully it's a great morning. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Woo! And good morning to you too, Bo. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Michael, what do you got? 14-3. We'll go with that. Bo, 14-3. Sounds like you guys are thinking alike. John, good morning. Hope all is well with everybody. Same with you, John. Hopefully it's an outstanding day. Papa Noel, greetings and salutations. Duke Crew, exclamation point. Same to you. Let's see. Michael Gibbs over 1,000 yards. I think that might just happen. 100%. Quentin, greetings, salutations all. I say Goff throws over 4,000. Gibby and Monty 1,000 each. That would be something if that happens. And yes, I think this offense, especially with the defense getting turnovers and stops, etc., I think it's got that kind of firepower to do so. See, Hatman, good morning, everyone. Count down. It's so dang close now. Woo! Yes, it is, man. It is, man, 5 days away from kickoff for the Lions at least? So, yes, it is getting here. See, Hatman still predicting 13-4. We'll take that. We would accept that. Bo, Monty, and Gibbs over 1,000. I think there's a lot of possibility for that for sure. Voltron, so we're going to beat that butt of LA Sunday. Woo! And I think, yes, Daniel Damas is predicting a pretty comfortable win for the Lions. We'll see if that holds true. Bo, Amon-Ra, and J-Mo over 1,000. I think there's some possibility for that. Man, could it be that those two and Sam Laporta get over 1,000. If that happens, with the running backs each getting around 1,000 yards rushing, that'd be some Madden-like stats. See, buddy, good morning, everyone. Back at you, buddy. David, good morning, buddy. Let's see, Bo Laporta 1,000. I agree with that. I think there's real potential. Everybody 1,000. Yeah, we're handing out 1,000-yard seasons like they're nothing. See, buddy, good morning, Dave Bing. Hatman, we could possibly have 5 players with over 1,000 yards this year. Gibbs, Monty, St. Brown, J-Mo, and Laporta. You're correct. And if that happens, this offense, could you imagine being a defensive coordinator trying to dial up how to stop it? That's, I think, going to be the big problem everybody's facing. We're not even mentioning what if somebody like Allen Robinson or Khalif Raymond or Tim Patrick goes off and is better than expected. If that happens, we got some real offense. All right, Jess, what's good, all? 2 days until the first NFL game, 5 until we kick off. Yes, that's right. The countdown is on, my friend. See, Bo, what inquiring minds really want to know is how many yards for TK85. I'm going to go with under 200. I think he will potentially get in some games this year. See, Hatman, it all depends on how good our defense is this year. More defensive stops, more opportunities. That's where I think the offense really has an opportunity to take it up another level versus the last couple of years, because the defense will more than likely get some stops here and there. Clark Green, salutations to all of the wild and crazy morning dew crew. Back at you, my friend. France, good day all. Sounds like we are overall pretty healthy hitting this opening game. Yeah, there's only a couple questions. If he's one, then DJ Reader, is he going to, I think he is going to play. It's just how much does he play? All right, Mike the Marine, Gunny, howdy, Dan and the Dew crew. Woo! And same to you, Gunny. Hopefully you're having an outstanding morning. Buddy, Dan is the best podcaster. Hey, thanks for that, man. I don't know if I'm the best, but, hey, I put in effort. How about that? I put in effort. John, 14-3. I'll go with that. It sounds like a lot of people are going for 14-3. Scott, good morning. MCDT and Dew crew. I'm going with 13-4 and the number 1 seed. The old Lions fan in me still feels very nervous about this, but I sincerely believe this is possible with this squad. Yeah, I think just about anybody who's been a Lions fan for a while, Scott, sort of like you, hey, you see the light, you see the potential, but you've also seen what this franchise has done for 60 years. So you got that nagging feeling in you. I'd say, Bo, Rams will be super easy, barely an inconvenience. I hope you're all right, man. It would be great to start the year with a big blowout. Let's see, Stephanie, good morning, boys, exclamation point. I'm thinking a 15-win season. You might just get it. You might just. See, Patrick, I'm still saying the Lions will be at worst 15-2 and at best 17-0. Patrick, I think we need to have you foretelling the future from here on out. I like your stats. See, Patrick, and yes, they will win the Super Bowl. Woo! And yeah, I know I didn't get to play the whole clip with Eric Mangini, but you guys at least got the gist. He's predicting a Lions-Texans Super Bowl and the Lions winning. If you go on and watch the clip, there are a lot of reasons he gives that I think are pretty logical, and they do make sense. But he's not the only one predicting the Lions win the Super Bowl. So just food for thought. Darcy, I see nothing but Super Bowl. Well, good morning, Darcy. And yes, let's all see the Super Bowl in our future. John, Thunder and Lightning, buddy. Woo! All right. Trey, what's good? All ? Are we ready for some football? A Sunday night party? I see what you did there, and I see what you're doing there. And yes, I think we're all ready for Sunday night to get here. Dave, oh ye of little faith, our offense has improved and our defense completely. How can we lose? Hey, I'll just go with this. Old coaching in me, or the coach in me, you're always going to lose a game you don't anticipate, and you're always going to win a game you never guessed. So looking at our schedule, I think there's definitely going to be some battles in there. I also think the Lions, because of their depth, the longer the season goes, I actually think that favors us more and more because of the strength of our depth. If you go back a couple days ago, I did a breakdown of the NFC North, and this is just the NFC North. I give grades and ratings on basically every positional group. And yes, in the NFC, there are a few teams with I won't say vastly better, but noticeably better talent with one or two guys at a particular positional group. The Lions' real elixir, I think, of success is that you see with most of those teams, I'll just use the Packers and the cornerback room, and same with the Bears. The first couple of guys are very solid. After that, there's a massive drop-off, at least from what you can grade them on right now. You go beyond that, I think that's Detroit's success, and a lot of our guys, while they're not I can't rank them higher right now because they've got to play NFL games. They also means they have a lot of upside with it. So, all right, I went on too long with that one, but you get it. All right, let's see. Eddie Green, salutations all. Let's see. Time to cook them up one game at a time. I'm down with that. Have a one game at a time mentality. Phil, love the completion of the first comment in here. JDC, they're beating you. This is true. JDC used to rule the roost at the first comment of the day. Phil, did Ansel cut his hair? I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know on that one. See, JDC, Phil, such is life. Yes, such it is, man. The race is on. Phil, still number one in my book. I'll go with that. Broski, JDC, did your roster your own coffee beans? Did you roast your own coffee beans? Okay. Let's see, Hatman, Phil, it's much colder in the UP. JDC is still trying to adjust. This is also probably a factor. See, Phil, pretty chilly in Traverse City. There you go. Batman, says Phil. Big Daz, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke crew. Exclamation points. Oh yeah, I think we'll be 12-5 again, and that will and that at bad with a Super Bowl victory. I will go with a Super Bowl victory. That'd be great to have that this time of year. So, all right, JDC, Broski Bear, laughing out loud, no beans, just brain cells. Okay. Bo, 58 in Charlotte. Boy, yeah, I noticed it was a little bit cooler this morning when I got up. I had to actually close the window in the office to get ready for the show because even with my pseudo sweatshirt on, it was you could feel the cold a little bit. All right, real quick, get back to the comment section. Robert, Coach, how concerned should we be about Blake Corum for the Rams? I don't think much at all, especially with his rookie game. I like Blake Corum. I think he's a good running back. I also think he's an outstanding college running back. I'm not so sure he's going to be an outstanding professional running back. It's no disrespect to him. I just think he doesn't have that gear. Now, does that mean he won't have like an 8-year career? I do think he'll have a longer-term career because I think he can fit specific roles. I just don't think he's ever going to be a star running back at this level. But you know what? I've been wrong before. So go with that, my friend. All right, Phil, fall is here. Yes, it is. My favorite time of year. Let's see. Broski Bear, JDC, laughing out loud. Broski, 49 in TC. Let's see, JDC, 46 here in the UP. Woke up fetal position. Okay, yeah, trying to stay warm. Let's see, Matthew Green, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes a woo in the fresh morning dew. All right, we'll go with that, and just for that, we'll give you a right there for you. Phil Burr, woo, yes indeed. Broski, it is a cool 69 here, a great number by the way. There you are, all right. Robert, 75 in Florida. That's not bad for Florida. I would, if Florida was that temperature or roughly that temperature year round, I would probably consider living there. Bo, football weather, yes it is. Amy, good morning, Dan and the Duke crew. Exclamation points. I am thinking 14-3, but 15-2 is very possible. Love our team. Go Lions. Woo! I concur. And good morning, Amy, by the way. JDC, you win, Robert? Yes, he does currently. Let's see, Broski, Bo, hitting weather. Too bad the Lions play in a sissy dome. Hey, I'll take that dome. No problem, my friend. No problem. Phil, concerned our guys are kind of banged up? I don't think so. I think we're, for the most part, pretty healthy. Doesn't mean this time of year everybody's going to have some dings. And about 2 months from now, it's unavoidable throughout the league. Maybe if you're a punter or something like that, you're not banged up. Phil, better than the mud pit in the stadium in Chicago. That's probably also true. See, Dave, 15-2. I would go with that. Trump's, woo! Love America. Yes, 100%. Let's see. Hooker time, 12-5. Big D, 15-2. Hatman, you people are going to confuse the newbies wondering who Batman is. There could be a case for that. But you know what? Nobody knows who Batman really is then. So there's that part. See, Michael, 13-4. I concur. Motown Mitch, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke crew. Lions rule, Bears drool, 100%. See, Trump says 14-3. Broski, Trump's genius, good morning. Phil, why do you go to the gym, Dan? You have a pool and you are in a house. I go to the gym every morning, man. I just enjoy it, man. Get on the treadmill, stairs, lift some weights, just get the blood flowing before you get ready for work for the day. Don Kong, Super Bowl or bust, 1,000%. Bo, I'm Batman. You are Batman. Don Kong, what the heck? Drugs are you on? All right. Hey, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe somebody's drinking Mountain Dew. See, Matthew, 15-2. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Bear, says Trumps. Big D, what do you love it? 100%. You gotta love it. It's actually 43 degrees here in Big Rapids area, says Hatman. All right. Phil, oh my God, a dirty towel. A freshly clean towel of destiny, by the way. Phil, oh yeah. Jerome, let's see, 13-4. We'll go with that. Shane, morning to you too. John, you go, coach. Hey, sometimes you gotta go. Sometimes you gotta stop, and sometimes you gotta go. JDC Magic 8 Ball says Dan O'Damas. Hey, it was very kind of Dan O'Damas to make a guest appearance here today. Brosi, Phil, no, playing in a dome is disgraceful. Soldier Field turf sucks, though. All right, we'll go with that. Jameer, we are Monty days away from, let's see, 14-3. I concur with that. And let's see, Hetman Bo Booth, you stop taking your thunder. Buddy, wash that towel. Wash the towel 100%. Bo, I took too many hits. Yeah, we all do, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to our special guest of the day and bring him onto the show. So without further ado, if I can find the right buttons here. He is the man, the myth, the legend, coming all the way over from the other side of the pond. He is the Brit with grit. How you doing today, Anthony?
Hey, Dan. Hey, Dew Crew. Hope you are all well on this lovely Tuesday. I'm very tired, but it's college football season, so, this is where my sleep pattern goes out the window. But staying up till 4 a.m. to watch Florida State get their ass handed to them made it all worth it. So, yeah, we're doing good.
All right, so the fan base has a burning question for you. What is Mountain Dew like over at your side of the neck of the woods?
Honest opinion, I've never actually tried Mountain Dew in my life. I apologize, but I will, I will find some and I will bring some next time I'm on the show and we'll do it. We'll do it live on air. I will try Mountain Dew for the first time. It's Dr. Pepper is my choice of beverage over here from your Fansville commercials got me hooked on it again. So, but we'll bring some on next week and we'll see.
Fair enough. You're gonna have to let me know because I know when I went to Ireland, I walked like a couple miles to a store that had one, and it was not what I'm used to. We'll put it that way. So I might have to mail you some just so you can try it out and let me know your thoughts. But let's get on from that. Let's get on to the predictions of the season. I don't know if you saw, we had a earlier guest host, Dan O'Damas, came in and predicted the Lions would only lose 2 games before the playoffs this year and then march their way to the Super Bowl winning this year. So what say you? What will the Lions record be after the end of the regular season?
So I have them at 13-4 this year, but that includes a loss to Minnesota in week 18 when we're resting everybody and we've wrapped up the 1 seed, because we can't forget we have a week 5 bye. By the time we get to week 18, these teams are going to be pretty good and beaten up. And I think we'll need the rest from it. But I've got us 13-4. I could see it being 14, but NFL is very tough. I don't think we've had a 14-win team since the Pats won it in 2016. It's, any given Sunday, it's very difficult to go out there and win all the time. But I've been right so far. I did 12-5 last year. Got it right. I'm going 1 more this year.
All right, we'll go with that. So we're going to hold you to those predictions. So when you look at this team, what do you think is going to be the area of most improvement versus a year ago?
The secondary will be in time. I'm not expecting it to light the world on fire before the bye because they need to, get time to get accustomed to one another, to play games together. But I think they'll be able to give us enough to win us all. I've got us 4-0 before the bye, absolutely crushing all 3 teams at home. But I think the secondary will be really good compared to us eventually. Maybe immediately off the bat. I mean, we didn't really have that many weaknesses this year. Maybe the pass rush will look a bit better earlier on if Davenport is as good as everybody's claiming he's going to be. And, scheme-wise, we can come up with a bit more to get pressure on. Again, 3 games at home, hostile atmospheres, teams making mistakes. Probably be the pass rush early, I'm hoping.
Okay. Let's look at the offensive side of the ball now. It would appear, at least on paper, the Lions should be as competitive on that side as they were last year. Do you think Allen Robinson, Tim Patrick, or any of these other guys, maybe Khalif Raymond, really supersede expectations and help take this offense to another level?
I think Khalif will. Like, everyone's forgetting about him. He's going to do kind of what Josh Reynolds did for us last year. Get us the hard yards, get us those sort of vital yards that you don't really see. You know, Amon-Ra gets the flashy ones, the 100-yard games. I think J-Mo's going to be a complete revelation. I've got him getting over 1,500 yards for the year. So, you know, I guess that would be one as well. I don't think we're going to see Allen Robinson much. I don't like him. I don't want him here. I don't think he's going to do a great deal. And hopefully we shouldn't need him until some of these blowouts and that. But Khalif will certainly be the little cog that keeps it all going. But I think J-Mo will be the spark that ignites it all.
Okay, so now we're, 5 days away from the start of the Lions season. You analyze this matchup between the Rams and the Lions. It's obviously in Detroit, which is going to be a factor. We all know that home crowd is going to be loud. You saw what it was in a preseason game. What are you anticipating out of the crowd for week 1? And what do you think is going to be the final result of this game?
I think they'll go crazy. The crowd will. They know how big a season this is. Like, the window is open now, and no matter what people say, like, oh, you can have multiple windows, like, you might not. Injuries happen, circumstances happen. Like, this might be the best chance we ever get at doing this. So I think the fans are going to be up for it right away. They've seen what their impact has. Like, hell, even in a preseason game, Steelers were committing penalties like crazy because they couldn't hear anything. I expect them to be a massive factor here. And the great thing is, like, we've got a great run defense. So I don't think the Rams are going to be able to really run the ball on us, which then creates problems because they're going to have to pass it. You know, if you can run the ball, you can silence the crowd, take it away from them. But I don't think they're going to be able to do it to us. They're missing both their tackles, or at least one of them's going to be heavily banged up if he's out there. The right guard's banged up. You know, I expect us to dominate at the line of scrimmage, and Staff's good, but we've seen him plenty of times in Detroit over the years. Like, no matter how good he can be, he can only be so good if the team around him's not performing. And, you know, they've lost their safety blanket with Tyler Higbee, which is big because we struggle with tight ends. Like, more than anything, you know, his safety blanket is easy, early release guy's gone. I just see us dominating really on both sides of the ball here. They've got a young D-line who's coming up against one of the best offensive lines in the league. I like their D-line, but again, yeah, it's young, it's raw, it's got a lot of growing to do, and I think they're going to get schooled by us. I was winning by 16. I got us winning by more than 2 scores. I just think it might be competitive for a first half, but I think we will eventually, we'll break them down and, you know, we'll make a statement because I think we need to. 3 games in the first 4 at home. We need to be 4-0 after those games, or bare minimum 3-1, because we've got that rough run of road fixtures after the bye, and you don't want to be in trouble going into that. So I've got us winning by 16. I think we'll smash them in the trenches.
I agree with you on just about everything you said about the Rams team. I don't think they're going to be able to run on us. I think, you know, they got your starting left tackle out because of a suspension. Jonah Jackson probably moving to a different position and still banged up. Another tackle who's a little banged up. It seems like a bad scenario really for Stafford because, like you said, tight ends out. The receivers are healthy, but we also know Puka Nacua is coming back from a knee issue, whatever it was. If you're Sean McVay and this thing starts going south early or at any point in the game, do you consider getting Stafford out so he doesn't just get teed up on by the Lions pass rush and blitz that could potentially injure him early in the year and really derail their season?
I don't think, like, Stafford wouldn't let him. Like, we know who Staff is. Like, Staff wouldn't come out the game when he had a dislocated shoulder. Like, he will go. So that's just the kind of guy he is. And, of course, he's going to want to show that they can go and win the playoffs and still be a Super Bowl force again. So I don't expect him to. I expect them to keep going at it. They will give us a really tough challenge. Do not get me wrong. Like, it's still going to be hard. They've still got great receivers. And, you know, early on, they'll probably have a little bit of success up against some of our youngsters and that. But, you know, when you can only throw it, time of possession becomes a thing. Your defense gets gassed. And like I say, just as the game goes on, I just expect us to wear them down and be done with them. But I don't expect them to throw in the towel at all. Like, that's just not how they play, and that's not how the quarterback plays.
Okay. You know, in the last couple of years with this regime, we've always had rookies stand out early. Last year, obviously, we were blessed with a number of rookies who came in and just performed incredibly well. Do you anticipate any of this year's rookie class to really make massive contributions or statements by the end of the season?
Terrion's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. I do fully believe that. He's working, alongside a very trusted vet in Carlton Davis. He's not going to be left on an island like Okuda was, just to sort of fend for himself. He's in a very good room. He's in a room with Brian Branch. They know each other from their Bama days. They've played together. I expect there to be, I expect Arnold to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. So I would expect him in right away. I think Rakestraw, if given an opportunity, will do well. Again, I've always said his learning curve will be a bit longer, but that's absolutely fine. Outside of that, you're probably looking at guys working their way in this year, but that's kind of good. You don't really want your rookies starting much and playing much. Like in year one, when we didn't have a team, that's fine. But good teams can blood their rookies in as they go along. So Terrion's the one I'm really expecting to make waves this year.
Okay. What kind of role do you foresee Sion Vaki having this year? Do you think he gets snaps here and there? Do you think he starts eating into Gibbs or Monty's snap count?
I would put him in the slot. I would use him as a receiver. I don't think he's going to get much carry in the running back room unless you're kind of 2-3 scores up and you want to pull your starters out and give him a few reps. But he looks ready to see the football now. And if, our depth at wide receiver isn't the greatest, I would start making packages for him, putting him in the slot, use him in a 2-back set, send him out wide, whatever you want to do there. I think there's snaps for him to be had. It'll take the pressure off our main receivers as well, if we can bring him in and give him snaps there. So I would actually use him as a receiver before a running back, because obviously I want my two main guys to be running the rock.
Okay. Then my next question for you, going back to the defensive side of the ball, like you said, the secondary should be vastly better than a year ago, or at least the last couple of years. The defense overall, at least in my view, has got some real potential to have some firepower. Come Sunday night, do you anticipate the Lions are going to blitz often and repeatedly, or do you think they're going to rely more on just the front 4 or 5 guys to get after the quarterback?
First of all, you've got to stop the run. Like that's going to be the primary target there. So I expect them to keep it disciplined against that, and then bring the pressure sort of later on. But if I am him, I take advantage of the crowd. I try and sight them out. I do put a little bit of pressure on them, get him moving in the pocket. Try and hit Staff. Try and get a big hit on him early. Just make him a little bit unsure and rattle him a bit. Rattle that team. Because they say they're not going to be able to hear themselves think. So if you're throwing all kinds of different looks at them, throwing late blitzes in, stuff like that, it's going to be very difficult for them to communicate their pass blocking schemes and, to be able to deal with that. So I think I'd go out and I'd just be, we're a Super Bowl caliber team. The Rams, in my opinion, are not yet. So I think you go out and you treat it like that. You go out and try and be the dominant team that you should be, and you take advantage of it all. So, yeah, I would like to see some pressure early doors.
Okay. When it comes down to the season, obviously you got to win your division first before you worry about seeding for the NFC and then the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. How real of a threat do you think Minnesota, Chicago, and Green Bay will be to Detroit this year?
Green Bay will be a threat. And that's because it is a franchise that knows how to win. It is a franchise that is accustomed to winning. And like us, they are a fairly young team who maybe outperformed expectations last year and only seem to be getting better. They've got a solid quarterback. They replaced Aaron Jones. I expect them to be a threat. I expect us to split with them. I think one of the few losses I've got is them at Lambeau. I do expect us to split with them. The Bears, I just can't stand them. I think they're just massively overinflating their heads. They're just not ready yet. They're expecting Caleb to come in and be CJ Stroud from last year. It just doesn't happen all the time. And most importantly, their trenches are not up to it yet. They're not ready. So I would expect us to shake them. And the Vikings, Vikings are another weird one. We always do well against the Vikings, right? Even when we were bad, like our first win under Dan and Brad was against the Vikings. We just seem to have their number, and the only game we've lost since then, so I think 5-1 against them, was the one in year 2 where we should have beaten them and we didn't. So honestly, the Packers are the ones I'm worried about. The other two, not so.
Okay. I agree with you there, because I think The Packers, we all understand they're incredibly young. When I did a breakdown of the NFC North, I looked at them, the Bears, and each of the other teams have some strengths. They also have some severe weaknesses. So I get totally what you're saying there. All right, we obviously a lot of the Lions fans chomping at the bit for this opening day game because it is the start of the season. What are 2 or 3 highlight games you feel like we should all mark on the calendar, circle on the calendar, whatever, and say, hey, this will be a pivotal game this upcoming season for the Lions?
So for me, you're going to be looking at the games that historically we've not done very well in. Obviously, the Seahawks at home is a big one for us. Like I feel like we need to get that, off our chest because we've not been able to beat them. Colts, we've beaten them once this century. Like we just seem to have a problem with the Colts and playing against them. I don't think we've scored 20 points or more against them this century. Or we just don't play them well. Like I want to see that game as well. And then it's just going to be these tight home ones. Like we've got the Bills at home. We should be able to beat them. It's honestly pretty much every game is important for us because we need to show that last year wasn't a fluke and that we are capable of this. But you are looking for the ones where mentally they've been, because this team, right, every time they face a challenge, every time they sort of take a step back, they find a way to overcome it. Like the Seahawks is one, the 49ers at the end of the year, that could be for the number 1 seed going to San Francisco. Can we, that could potentially be the biggest of them all. Can we go there and put the NFC championship game behind them? However, I had a little thing in my predictions that we're going to go there, we're going to lose again to them, and then we're going to meet them in the NFC championship game, and third time's a charm, and we finally beat them and get to the playoffs. We have our little Cinderella moment there. So one more defeat against them I could take if we do it when it really, really, really matters.
Okay, I'll go with that, and that'd be okay with me as long as we get to the Super Bowl. Bada bing. All right, last question. If you had to foretell the future, who do you think leads the Lions in sacks this year? Who are your top 2 or 3 guys?
I mean, it's going to be Hutch, right? Like, I expect him to be nearing the 20 sack mark this year. I just think that he's coming into a world of his own. And when Reeder's healthy, you've got a ton of interior pressure coming. Hopefully, he's going to get a bookend opposite him. I think he's going to lead the league. He's going to lead us. I think he might actually lead the league in sacks. I think he could potentially be that good last year. I mean, how many did he get last year with no help whatsoever? 13, 14? Like, he's on there. Outside of that, like I say, I got J-Mo getting over 1,500 yards. I think that's a big one for us. Interceptions, I don't know. I mean, it could be Branch, because if Branch is sat there at safety observing the game, he's very high IQ. You're going to see a lot of him jumping routes, getting picks, guys not being able to, guys trying to target the safeties because they don't want to go after Arnold and Davis. So I think Branch will be the interception leader.
Okay. So you're saying there's truth to the rumor James Houston will lead us in sacks, interceptions, touchdown passes, touchdown receptions, and rushing yards. Got it.
I want Houston to do well. I want Houston to be. I think he might be second sackmaster this year. I think people are completely sleeping on him.
Me too, man. And I'm hoping he has a good season too. So, all right, why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout out? Tell all the fan base where they can find you, check out your content, et cetera, et cetera.
So you can find me at Roar of the Lions UK. We're a group of Detroit Lions fans from across the pond. So if you want to get your Lions news from a British perspective, come check us out. Hope everybody has a great week. Have a fantastic weekend and first game, because I'll not see you till the first game now. Let's go Lions. Let's kick the Rams' ass, and let's get this started on the way to the Super Bowl.
All right, my friend, get some rest, get a Mountain Dew, and we'll see you on the next week on the next Lions Talk Live, man.
We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.
See you now. All right, let's get back over to the comment section, and thank you, Anthony, for coming on, as always, on our Tuesdays and giving us the British perspective. So, all right, Dr. Detroit Badger plays by week 5. That could be. Brosi, Domber, I agree. Titans will be a challenge. Week 1, Titans have a nice cornerback and wide receiver room. Yeah, they've really focused a lot on their defense, it seems like, in the last month or so. That defense is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. See, Domber, Dr. D. All right, Phil, Ant-Man. Let's see, Broski, let's see, Don Caleb's first start, etc. I'm not taking any game for granted. There you go. Dr. Trey, yes. Don B. Let's see, Bo, our man, Anthony, the Brit with grit. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Shane, you look tired, bud. Yeah, I think he did look a little tired, 100%. Kurt Steele, I'm just here doing a show prep for the background. Lions go 13-4. Sold. We'll take it, my friend. We'll take it. Let's see, Don, at this point, are any of these guys special guests? They are on here every week. Hey, it's always special to have a guest. We'll look at it that way. Let's see, Dr. Detroit, the best wide receiver room might be Chicago. It might be. They've got some good talent over there. To me, their weakness is interior defensive line and the offensive line. Now, with that being said, they did have some nice parts on the offensive line. I just only had really 2 players with an above average grade on their offensive line. The rest of them were below average. So to me, that's where a lot of the stress comes. Now, this is preseason predicting, watching a lot of video from last year or preseason, how much they've grown. Well, they've got the opportunity with the regular season to prove themselves, just like every other player. All right, Don love me some Tyson Badgett. Very good. Dennis, good morning. Dan, the Duke crew, back at you. Key, what do you got? Bo Booth, yeah, he's chill. He is chill. We're all special. I agree with that, Bo. Dr. Troy, Kurt is special. Hey, sometimes it's good to have special people. JDC, Bo Booth, smile and thumbs up. Don Broski, you know good and well I'm around Bears chats. The talk here is Bears Super Bowl division champs. 12-13 wins. Tennessee is a cakewalk, etc. All right, no more Bears talk. Where I think we've hit our Bears Roche limit for the day. JDC Motley City Duke Crew. I'll go with that, and that'd be a great T-shirt. William 63 and cloudy in Portland, Oregon. Go One Pride. Go Lions 100%. And good morning to you too. Let's see, Don Broski. JMO was drafted 12th. Okay. Let's see, enough. This is Lions talk. Yeah, that's why I'm moving on from the Broski Bear chat. So sorry, Broski, man. You're talking too much Bears. Kurt, thanks. Okay. Yeah, Broski, if you want a Bears conversation, go to a Bears chat, my friend. See, Don, he's fired the Bears. Will not win 10. Could be. Let's see, JDC, Kurt Steele, special guest. Sharona is Ghost Cat. There you go. Let's see, Don. You said Rome was drafted. Okay, yeah, enough about that. Hatman, Dang, Broski, and Don, you go get a room. Yeah, you guys, I get you guys like to go back and forth, but this is a Lions talk show, so let's focus on the Lions. All right, going to move on from both of you. Moving on, Kurt Steele, Ant-Man, there you go. Phil, Lions show, guys. I got to agree. This is a great Lions show. I like to think every morning. See, JDC, oh boy, here we go, 1,000%. See, Bo, Ant-Man is Batman. Now, that might be, maybe that's why he's so tired. He's been out fighting crime all night. Let's see, Phil, Kurt teasing, there you go. JDC, do crew, yell on 3. 1, 2, 3, woo! And just for you, we'll throw a... Yep, could have timed that a little bit better. I'd say, Phil, woo! Hatman, you both are ones acting like children. My 6-year-old grandson is more mature than the both of you. All right, well, that has been established. And Anthony, what do you got? Hey, Kurt Steele, there you go. See, Kurt Steele, yes, teasing you. Have to watch to find out who's on the live show today. So, this is a good teaser. We'll have to check it out. Let's see, John, I just can't keep up with the Dew crew this morning. Hey, maybe you need a Dew. We'll get you a morning Dew, my friend. See, JDC, humans want an antiseptic world, and so it's not going to happen. I'll say there's some truth to that. Kurt Steele, I can't wait for Sunday night. No, I think we're all chomping at the bit. And yes, I'll put the link for the live cast, the broadcast, or whatever, up after this show for Sunday night football and stuff. And if you want to join the Duke crew in the Sunday night football game cast or whatever you want to call it, live cast. Dennis, what up, though? Kurt, good morning. There you go. Amy, let's see. Lions win Thanksgiving Day game. Woo! Yes, they will. I think they will win significantly. Shane, I have to work Sunday night. Hey, you can maybe wear an earpiece and listen to my fabulous play-by-play calling. Hopefully, it's good enough. Let's see, Phil, just stick to Lions content. That's Dan's request. Yeah, 100%. This is a Lions show, and if you guys can't do that, then we got to put you in timeout. All right, Phil, knock off the drama down. There you go. Yep, no drama here. Bo, last year we had the first game. This year we're the cherry on top. Now that's probably a lot of truth to that. See, Hatman, I don't have a problem with a little rivalry fun, but when two supposedly grown men bicker like two little elementary girls, it's pathetic. All right? We have spoken our piece. JDC, Don Burr, smiling. I don't know what all of them mean, so we'll just go with that. All right, Kurt Steele. Dennis, what up, though? Let's see, Phil. Thanks, Phil, for getting really old. There we go. Always welcome, Don. Let's see, Don. Hey, man, don't talk Vikings, just Lions. Yeah, all right. See, JDC, my Machetta is a Vikings fan. So there you go. Mamaka is all right. John, my mama said knock you out. Your mama might have said knock you out. Hoorah. JDC laughing out loud. Buddy, knock Stafford on his butt all game. I think the Lions defense is going to do just that. I think they're coming after him, and they will hit him early and often. Kurt Steele, this chat is lively today. Yes, after a holiday weekend, people are ready to go and talk some football and get after it. JDC, the way I look at it, it's Lions Talk Live, Lions talking about football. Just be civil, 100% here. Big D, 48 here in Wisconsin. That's getting a little cold. JDC, Cheddar Country. There we go. Dennis, 52 in Detroit. Let's see. Bo, thanks, Anthony. Let's see. JDC, just win the next game. Yeah, the next game is the most important game because it's the only one you can establish an effect on right now. So I like the way you're thinking. See, Zane, hey, everybody. How you doing today, my friend? Hopefully you have an outstanding morning. Phil says, broski, you're fine. John, grit, and more grit. Who doesn't like grit? Broski, Phil, thank you. I'd say Hatman, Bo Booth, stop stealing my thunder and giving away my power. All right. See, Phil, utility belt of power. I might have to get one of those. Bo Hatman, like thunder and lightning, the way you love me is frightening. You better knock on. Woo! There you go. Don, Phil removed my comment, but let them batter my name. It happens, man. It happens. JDC, happy trails. Go Tigers, victory, and go enjoy your day, JDC. We'll see you on the next one. Hatman, Bo, woo! See. CM Love, how do we feel about Verse and Fisk? I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but I'm feeling pretty good about the Lions. By the way, I love the Johnny Bravo thumbnail. Don, I love the show, Coach Dan, but you lost a sub. Thanks to your mod, Phil. Well, Don, if you're going to de-sub, that's up to you, man. All I can say is, man, this is Lions Talk Live, not Bicker Talk Live with Broski all the time. All right, buddy, great show, Coach. Thanks for that, man. Thanks for that. Dennis, go Lions. Back at you. Let's see. Bo, happy trails to you. All done and dusted. See y'all later. We'll see you on the next one, my friend. Ryan, Detroit D holds teams to 17 points or less. I'll go with that, and that would be great. JDC, happy trails, go Lions victory. All right, so we'll cut it off there. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, making that push for 7,800 subs, and we're about 90-ish away. Also, if you take a real quick half second of time on your way out, hit that thumbs up button, the like button, etc. If there is some breaking news, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to others. Do something nice for someone you don't know. And we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails.